ARK is full of tricks and tips you would never know about, unless accidentally stumbling upon or learning from someone else. With an initial core list of gameplay mechanics, there's so much under the hood that's never been explained to you. Even years after playing ARK, there's always something new to learn. Specifically in this case, with a variety of life hacks to make the game easier for you, we ran a poll to find the best ones recommended. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So in at number 10 is the mobile fridge Fenrir. Arguably the ultimate trophy tame, with an incredible requirement of simply beating the final boss of Fjorda, in turn needing its own requirements to face, rewarding you one of the 3 levels of Fenrir depending on difficulty chosen, and only one rewarded per fight, with no breeding or cloning allowed, summarizes it as something you'll unlikely want to take out into the wild. In fact, just recently included with our top 10 rare creatures. If wanting to, its attacks and direwolf buffing abilities just don't feel enough to risk it either. But there's a huge advantage to owning just one mythological Nordic hound. With cold blood running through its veins allows it to act exactly like a fridge, extending the spore timer to any degradable item normally stored with the same time extension. But the huge advantage with a Fenrir is it allows other items unable to be stored in a fridge, such as wyvern milk and nameless venom, to offer a huge timer extension. Even more can store preserving salt, which doubles any spore timer again, allowing it to become a better fridge than even a fridge. In at number 9 is flippers to align building. An unexpected suggestion, but when it comes to building decor and layout, sometimes pinpoint accuracy, perfect lines, and precise alignment can really tie a base together to satisfy the perfectionist builders out there. Throwing in a knowledge of ladders in orbit cam can be a great setup to align anything with foundations, and character movement speed is something that's less easier to control. Even without leveling, can move just a bit too skittish than you'd prefer to align perfectly. So simply wearing flippers can offer an accuracy advantage unlike without, allowing you to move much slower and make sure each vault sits next to each other as if ARK had automatically snapped them in itself. In at number 8 is shoulder Pet Basilisk Taming. A frustrating process at times. Taming anything in ARK can arrive with some challenge, and certainly with some that beg for more than being knocked out. In this case, something that needs to remain aggro on you to be tamed efficiently can highlight frustration of the highest order. As suggested by you, however, simply placing a foundation over a shoulder pet can create the ultimate untouchable bait, allowing a basilisk to sit right on top in an attempt to kill it, whilst you litter those precious fertile eggs from above to tame it with ease. Though if not in possession of a pet, I can't recommend enough a simple ledge, allowing a basilisk to be close enough not to hurt you. The concept of hiding creatures in foundations certainly opens a world of other ideas than taming one slithering creature. In at number 7 is feeding milk stops bleed. A perfect example for this list of features you can discover years into playing ARK, and something I only learned this year myself. Milk. Wyvern milk was thought to be simply the precious commodity needed to keep baby wyverns alive and imprinted until adult. Farmed from KO'd mums or slain alpha variants, anyone drinking the quickly spoiled item may have already noticed the insulation buffs it provides, making some freezing cold regions such as Jotunheim a warmer walk in the park. But the Draconis teat fluid offers perhaps the best elixir in ARK you can drink. On top of hypothermic insulation and immunity to contracting diseases such as mega rabies and swamp fever, as well as blocking health-sucking inflamed fire debuffing, life-saving against fire-breathing creatures, but most importantly, bleed damage. A severely hard-hitting attack that can see even the most tankiest of creatures reduced to rubble much quicker than expected, looking at Gigas and Thyla specifically, can quickly turn the tides towards a milk-fed creature than the devastating bleeder. In at number 6 is Gas Mask to see underwater. Undersea travel sucks, not because of what lurks below or the tame riding, but the ability to see less than 2 feet in front of you, especially during weather effects, can suck all the fun out of deep blue exploration. Realising that perhaps it's some replication of a real-world dip, it seems fitting wearing some eye protection is the solution to all your 2020 problems. But it's not the looked to scuba mask, providing barely any improved sight at all. It's the gas mask. The slightly expensive but valuable headgear turns out to be the best goggles than even goggles, flicking into first person to see everything underwater as clear as day itself. In at number 5 is Insta Food Refill out of render. In a world as big as ARK provides, it makes sense that some limitation would be demanded to restrict what can be seen, otherwise processing everything at once, slowing your gaming experience to a stop animation. And with that, your tamed creatures are included too, behaving slightly different out of view than in view. For one example, anything knocked out and awaiting to be tamed can be simply steered clear of without a worry of anything attacking it, as long as nobody else renders in the area. And its best use is eating. A drained food stat in any creature can and may take a long whilst to refill whilst it chows down meat after meat. But providing a trough is nearby or food is left in its inventory, leaving its render distance allows it to eat every single morsel in one go, as much as it needs to refill its food. And with Daedon specifically built to utilize food stats, with more food meaning more healing, a highly leveled food stat that would normally take hours to refill for your next boss fight can become a refill and ready within an instant, providing you've got enough food around to accommodate. In at number 4 is Attach Torch to Saddle. ARK is dark, well, at night and in caves, can reduce your vision to just barely make out the floor below you, and that's about it. And unless you've got the ability to gamma up or increase the brightness, you're pretty much blinded without a light source at the ready to pave way for the road ahead. Thankfully, torches are fairly cheap and easy, even early on, to go forth with confidence. But with so many nasties lurking, awaiting in the dark, holding one in hand can present a few problems, especially when needing to utilize other weapons or dinos to combat. So, it's a secret comfort to learn simply by dragging your pre-made torch over to the equipped saddle of a dino can position it permanently on it, freeing you up to adventure in preparation until the torch wears out to be replaced again. In at number 3 is biting trees for XP. There's many ways to gain experience in ARK, and with tamed and bred dinos demanding a wealth to level up and warrant a worthy mount, despite there being some kill-free methods such as grinders or killing your own baby gigas, an incredible useful tactic that avoids any confrontation is trees. With some creatures able to harvest these for wood and thatch, many others, specifically carnivores, are unable to. However, can bite at trees to rid them instead, and with each tree felled counts exactly like it being harvested, meaning you can decimate an entire rainforest without a worry of weight and gain some precious early experience to prepare your creature to fight for more experience later on. In at number 2 is Dismounting left or right. A really surprising one to learn, taken for granted that it begs a wonder what else is accepted as commonplace by more seasoned ARK players. But dismounting any creature in ARK normally results in a one-sided Zoolander result you may have just simply got used to, making sure your creature is positioned on the right side of a cliff to allow you to dismount without falling to your death. But as simple as it sounds, holding the direction of where you'd like to dismount when doing so magically allows you to jump off in that direction, in turn allowing you to save time and jump off on the side you decide. Especially useful to know if risking fall damage with the knowledge the right dismount could save you from death. And with one more useful bit of knowledge awaiting, let's take a quick look at the life hacks that didn't just quite make the cut. And in at number 1, feeding RG Corpse to InstaTime. Another surprise to come in as one most weren't aware of, considering its limitation to the taming of one creature, but perhaps a dino that is by far one of the most useful weight travelling flyers in the game. Well, until the Rhino, but beyond its small arsenal of abilities, its standout visual is one to heal when harvesting any corpse, and with wilds able to do the same too, allows you to exploit its taming process, feeding it a mere dino corpse just before knocking out to allow its healing ability to reduce its food stat dramatically, allowing it to instantly eat your taming delicacies at speed and reward you with a flying smithy quicker than almost any other dino tame in ARK. And did you agree? Learn something new or have a new top 10 suggestion? Comment below, let me know. My name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always, peace out.